One of humanity's oldest and most profound questions is whether consciousness, our sense of self and awareness, can exist independently of the physical brain. It's a concept explored in philosophy, religion, and personal accounts for centuries. Yet, from a scientific standpoint, the answer remains elusive and highly debated. Mainstream neuroscience largely views consciousness as an emergent property of complex neural activity. It arises from the intricate interactions within the brain's vast network of neurons. This perspective suggests that when the brain ceases to function, consciousness ceases to exist. However, certain phenomena challenge this conventional understanding. These experiences push the boundaries of what we currently know and can scientifically explain. They fuel the ongoing investigation into the true nature of consciousness. Near-death experiences, or NDEs, are perhaps the most widely discussed phenomena related to consciousness potentially existing outside the body. People who have been clinically dead or on the brink of death sometimes report vivid, structured experiences. These often include feelings of peace, out-of-body sensations, encountering light, or reviewing life events. Skeptics propose that NDEs are complex hallucinations triggered by physiological stress on the dying brain. They point to factors like oxygen deprivation, chemical releases, or abnormal electrical activity as potential causes. These biological explanations align with the view that consciousness is brain-dependent. However, proponents of NDEs as evidence for non-local consciousness highlight aspects that are difficult to explain solely by brain dysfunction. Reports of veridical perceptions, seeing things that were later confirmed to be true, even while clinically unconscious, pose a significant challenge to purely physiological models. The subjective clarity and coherence of these experiences, sometimes reported during periods of minimal brain activity, also raise questions. Neuroscience has made tremendous strides in understanding the brain's role in consciousness. We can correlate specific brain regions and neural patterns with different states of awareness, perception, and thought. Techniques like fMRI and EEG allow us to observe brain activity in real time. Current research focuses on identifying the neural correlates of consciousness, the minimal set of neuronal events and structures sufficient for a specific conscious experience. This work strongly suggests a direct link between brain function and conscious awareness. Damage to specific brain areas can profoundly alter or eliminate aspects of consciousness. Despite this progress, neuroscience has not yet produced a complete, universally accepted theory of how physical brain processes give rise to subjective experience. The hard problem of consciousness, explaining why and how physical processes feel like something, remains a major mystery. This gap leaves room for alternative hypotheses, though they must still contend with the strong empirical evidence linking consciousness to the brain. Some theoretical frameworks explore potential links between consciousness and quantum mechanics. These ideas are highly speculative and reside at the fringes of mainstream neuroscience and physics. They propose that consciousness might involve quantum processes occurring at the cellular or molecular level within the brain. One such idea is the orchestra or theory, which suggests consciousness arises from quantum computations within microtubules inside neurons. This theory posits that these quantum events could potentially connect consciousness to fundamental aspects of reality beyond the classical physical realm. However, this theory faces significant scientific challenges and lacks empirical support. Another perspective, sometimes drawn from quantum entanglement or non-locality, speculates about consciousness being a fundamental property of the universe, rather than solely a product of biological matter. These concepts are deeply theoretical and currently have no clear, testable mechanism explaining how they would manifest as individual, embodied consciousness or allow it to persist outside the body. Based on the available empirical evidence, the overwhelming scientific consensus is that consciousness is inextricably linked to the brain. While phenomena like NDEs are compelling and warrant further study, current scientific models struggle to explain them without recourse to brain-based processes. The theoretical explorations linking consciousness to quantum mechanics are intriguing but remain largely unproven hypotheses. They highlight the depth of the mystery but do not currently provide a scientifically validated mechanism for consciousness existing independently of biological structure. The question of whether consciousness can exist outside the body remains one of science's greatest unanswered questions. While subjective reports and theoretical possibilities abound, empirical evidence currently grounds our understanding of consciousness firmly within the confines of the physical brain. The journey to fully understand consciousness is far from over.